We're going to make a program that has a class that has a dot object that we can click on and that recognize when the dot and just the dot is clicked. We're going to start out by reviewing how we can use mouse X and mouse Y to indicate that we have clicked on something. So right now I just have a program that makes a circle located at 250, 250. It's 100 by 100. So if I want to click inside this circle, I know if the radius of the circle is 50 and it's centered at 250, 250, this outside edge is at 200 on the left side, and this edge is at 300 on the right side. Same thing, the top is the Y value is 200, and the bottom, the Y value is 300. So if I say if mouse X is greater than 200 and mouse X is less than 300, and then if mouse Y is greater than 200 and mouse Y is less than 300, and the mouse is pressed. We don't want this to happen we don't want this to happen if the mouse isn't pressed, if we just mouse over. So, and if mouse pressed is true, then, I don't know, we'll just have some text saying you did it at 100. I've got to make sure to close the curly brackets for each one of those nested if statements. So now if I play it, my mouse is inside those parameters and it's clicked. There you go. Takes a minute for the font to load. So it doesn't happen if I'm out here, but if you're inside here, it will work. Super. So that's if you've got one static object. You're taking the location and the size of the shape to create those three conditional statements. But what, however, instead of at this location of 250, 250, the shape is located anywhere on the screen. I've got X and Y. They're both random variables. If I sub in for my ellipsis location X and Y, when I play it, it's going to be at random locations, so different one each time. However, right now, my clickable area is still that area in the center of the screen where the mouse used to be. So instead of using these static numbers 200 and 300, I have to put the parameters that my mouse needs to be inside in terms of the X and Y location of the shape, so those variables X and Y. So I know, again, that the left edge of my circle is at the center of it, subtract the radius. So in that case, it is X minus 50. The center, 50 minus the radius. The right edge is the center, X plus the radius. So X plus 50. And we're going to do the same for Y. Y minus 50 to get to the top. Y minus 50. And then here, Y plus 50. This, of course, depends on the size of the shape. If the shape weren't 100 by 100, these parameters would be different. If it were in a circle and a rectangle, and the X and Y were the upper left corner, that would be very different as well. Okay, so now, no matter where my shape is, if I click inside it, again, it takes a second for the font to load. Yes, outside, no, inside, you did it. Great. So let's translate this skill set into using a class. So I've got a class. It's called dot. I've got an X and Y. It's random. My ellipse is at X and Y, and I want to use this same conditional statement. Copying it. You can paste it here in my cop method using those class variables, the same principle, to say that I did it. So I have dotty.display here, dotty, so the class name, the object name equals new dotty.display, dotty.caught. Call that method where I have that same conditional statement in terms of X and Y, which are now class variables instead of global variables. So it's the same thing. You did it. You can use the same thing for an array. You don't need to change anything. You just need to make an array of objects instead of a single object, and this will still be the same.